Hi everyone, so today I want to show you how to make this card. So I'm calling this a 5x7 POP shutter card, although actually it's kind of now not a shutter card because I've turned it down. So I've done it this way before, but this time I thought we'll turn it around this way and we'll do it as a sort of stand-up card. So it stands up on your desk like that, so you get to see it like this. So this is version 2 of the series. So for this version I've used my Doughnut Time papers. It's available as a digital kit over on DRK Crafts. It's also available as a PDF digital kit over on my Ko-fi shop. And if you'd rather buy the papers, you can get those over on Amazon. All the links are in the description below. The die that I've used here is an In Love Art Shop die, and I've got a code which is Iced Images that will get you 20% off your orders. So yeah, go head over there and check that out. And so yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so you're going to need a card, a base card that is 7x10. I'm actually using a 5x7 card blank, so it's already got the halfway line on, which is great. And then what we're going to do is along the top, in fact let's go down the sides first. So down the short side, you're going to mark at 1 1/4, at 2 1/2, at 4 1/2, and at 5 3/4. And you can do the same along the bottom. And then what you want to do is line your ruler up so that you've got the 0 with the edge of your card and the 10 with the edge of your card, and you're connecting up those two marks that you just made at 1 1/4. And then you want to make a mark at 2 1/2 and also at 7 1/2. Then you want to come down to your next mark. Again, line them up. So you've got a 0 and you're lined up here on the edge with the 10, and you're lined up here with the 0 on your ruler. And then you're going to make a mark at 3 1/2 and at 6 1/2. And then if you come down again to the next mark, again on this one, which is the 4 1/2 mark down the edge, you're again going to mark along your ruler at 3 1/2 and 6 1/2. And then the last mark you have, which was at 5 3/4, you're going to mark like you did on the first one. So you're going to mark at 2 1/2 and at 7 1/2. And then what you want to do is take your Stanley knife, cutting whatever you're using, and you're going to cut between that 2 1/2 and 7 1/2 mark. Okay, and then we're going to go back up and we're going to do all of these. So you're just literally cutting between each of your marks. If you want to go ahead and just like cut straight away rather than making the pencil marks, you can, but I find it better just to do the pencil marks first, just to make sure that we haven't got any problems. Okay, so you should end up with that. So hopefully you can see all my little cuts that I've done. So then we're going to bring your scoreboard in. And what we're going to do is at 2 1/2, we're going to score from the top down until you reach your cut mark, and we're going to go up from the bottom until you reach your cut mark, like that. And then at 5 inches, we're going to go all the way top to bottom, and at 7 1/2, we're going to go just from the top again down, and then up from the bottom up to that first cut line. Okay, now what we want to do now is we want to do these here. These two sections here need score lines. So these are going to go 3 1/2. So what I would do, because you've already got your mark, if you've got a scoreboard like this, just take your score tool and kind of get it in, and you'll find a ridge, and the chances are that is going to be your 3 1/2. And again here with your 3 1/2 at the bottom there. Okay, and then at 6 1/2, again the same thing. I would start where your mark is, find your ridge, and then score. Again here, oh not there, I would say, let's have a look, where are we? Here, oh no, it is there. 3 1/2 and then score. Okay, so just make sure you're kind of accurate with that. So you should end up with, I don't know if you can see my score line, so you sort of can. There. So we are going to fold them now, so you'll be able to see them. So then what we want to go ahead and do is do valley and then mountain, and then valley. And I'm just literally coaxing them into place because in a minute we'll actually burnish them properly. But just for now, all of these little strutty pieces, you've got a valley, then a mountain, then a valley, valley, mountain, valley. That's going to be a valley, valley, mountain, valley, valley, mountain, valley. So you should end up with that, and then you can go ahead and properly fold the whole thing down. And you just need to be careful because some things like this one here wants to go a bit wonky. So anything that wants to go a bit wonky, just correct. I would also try and line your card up along the edge so that you know that your halfway mark is actually at halfway. And then just give them a good burnish into position. Any that are slightly wonky, just bring them into position so they're not wonky and just burnish them down. And then we can just turn it around, and then with it shut like this, we can just kind of go in and just burnish the inward pieces. If you want to do it from the top, you can, but you will end up with an indentation if you do that. Okay, so you'll have recognised this. We've done this card already, but this time we're turning it round and we're doing it this way round. Now, once again, if you wanted to, you could put this inside an actual card blank. So you could put this inside a 5x7. What I would say, if you're going to do that, what I would say is you trim just like an 1/8 of an inch, not an 1/8, a 1/16 of an inch off all 4 sides, because then you'll have a bit of a border. Otherwise, what might happen is you'll end up with this and it's going to be too big for your the inside of your card. So that's what I would say. I'm actually just going to leave mine like this. I'm not going to put an outer on it, and also it's just less decoration as well. It does end up looking a bit unfinished if you're not careful, but you can kind of decorate the front if you want to, or you could just put, I mean, the other way of getting around the whole card blank issue is you could put 2 5x7 pieces of card, so one on the front, one on the back, so then you haven't really got a crease. You will end up with a bit of a gap, but it does mean that it folds nicely. We might end up doing that with this actually, but let's decorate the inside first. So for the inside, I'm going to do the 2 big pieces first. So you're going to need 2 pieces of mat that are 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And they are going to go there and there. And then you need 2 pieces of pattern that are 3 by 4. Now, one thing I did think about for this is because I'd quite like to have my greeting maybe under a flap here. So I was thinking I could maybe make a little mini card blank out of this and then turn that into a flap. Okay, so I've decided I am going to make that into a little flippy up card. So what we need for that is, instead of a mat that was 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, you need a mat that's 4 1/4 by 6 1/2, and then you're going to score it in half at 3 1/4. So I've just scored that in half. I'm just going to stick my mat on top of this one, which is fine. So that's going to be like that, and then you just need a white piece that is 3 by 4, which will go inside your top opening card. And obviously if you want to stamp a greeting, you should probably go and do that now. So I've stamped a greeting. I'm now going to go ahead and stick that inside there. And then with it like that, I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to go ahead and stick this one on here. So obviously if you were doing this like properly, you would just have the pattern to stick on, but I'm going to stick the whole thing down. Okay, so now I've gone and stuck that down. We're going to go ahead and put it into the actual card. So this one's going to go in here like that, and then this one is going to go at the top there. Okay, so that's what I've got so far. So now I'm going to go ahead and add, I've got 8 pieces of mat that are 1 inch by 2 1/4, 8 pieces of pattern that are 3/4 by 2, and these are going to go on these struts here on both sides. So you should end up with that. So now I'm going to go ahead and decorate these 2 pieces. Now I'm actually going to be putting something on the front here, but I'm still going to decorate them because you are going to see parts of them. So in total I have 4 pieces that are 1 inch by 1 1/4 for the mat, and 4 pieces of pattern that are 3/4 by 1, and these are going to go on that little square there. Okay, so that's where we're up to so far. So then we just need to fill in these 2 pieces here. So I've got 2 pieces of mat that are 1 3/4 by 1 1/4, and 2 pieces of pattern that are 1 1/2 by 1. So they're going to go in there like that. And obviously you could choose different papers. I've just gone for the same kind of thing just to make things a bit easier. I'm going to go ahead now and stick these down. Okay, so that is that stuck down. So now we just need to decorate. So I've cut this out. Now this is a die from In Love Art Shop. I do have a code, so if you use the code iced images, all in one word, when you go to checkout, that you get 20% off your order. It was a bit tricky to stick together, so it comes as this black outline die here with the happy is like one die. Then you've got this black outline with the birthday in the bottom of the cupcake as the other one. And then I just wanted to fill it in because I didn't want to just have it as a white, because it also comes with an outer, which is this outer, which is the white piece. So what I would suggest you do, if you want to end up with something similar to this, then, and I actually was intended for this whole section here to be pink as well, but it didn't quite work. But I don't mind it like this, it's fine. So what I would suggest you do is you cut out your shadow die first, which is my white piece, then cut out your happy, but put your birthday in. So stick the whole thing together. I'll actually take my die together now so it fits within the outer, and cut it out of whatever you want the icing to be, and then cut it out again whatever the bottom you want the bottom to be, and then cut it out again for the actual outline. I'm sure there's an easier way, but this is just the way that I found the easiest to do. And then if you stick your fill bit, so this pink glitter, stick that bit on first and then put your outline in, because it will match up with the edges, and then you'll then know where to put your birthday, because you'll have, if you don't trim it like I did here, if you trim it like there in between that line and the B, then you end up, if you trim it in between there and there, then you then end up with this will all be pink glitter if I was cutting it properly, and then I'd know where to stick my birthday. So that's what I would say. But anyway, I've just kind of winged it. So that's going to go on there like that, so that it pops up, and I quite like it being on there. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick that down. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. So I'm finding, because I haven't used that thicker card, because of all these layers now, when you open it up, it is wanting to kind of, as you can see, fold back. So obviously putting it in a card blank would help, but I didn't really want to have to do that, so I'm just going to do 2 struts that are 1 1/4 by 10. I'm going to score them in half at 5 inches, and then I'm going to fold them in half, burnish like this. Then I'm going to bring my card back in, just going to turn it around that way. And then we're just going to put some glue on here, and that is going to stick on there like that, and the same on the other side. Now you have got a bit of a gap. You could, if you wanted to, as I said before, make it into a, actually a whole card, but I quite like the see-throughness of it when it stands up, whereas if you put it inside a card, you're not going to get that. So this isn't the prettiest way of doing it, but I feel like it's going to, it's going to be okay. Okay, so now when you open it up, you've got those 2 struts behind, which just help to kind of stabilise it. They don't stabilise it a great deal, but no, they do. They do stabilise it okay. So, yeah, so there you go. You could obviously add more things in. I decided not to, but I feel like you could add more stuff in, but it's quite busy already as it is. So, yeah, then you've got space to write there. And so there you go. So there's the card. So obviously you can do what you want with it. I do feel like it does need a bit more decoration, but I'm just not sure what to do. I don't want to add stuff on then mess it up, so I'm going to leave it like that for now. You might see in the photo I might have added stuff on by that point, but anyway, we'll see. But yeah, don't forget to go and check out my digital kit, the Doughnut Time digital kit. It's available over on DRK Crafts, and it's also available as a PDF digital kit on my Ko-fi shop. And it's also available as a paper pad over on Amazon as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!